Ladies and gentlemen, statistical questions. Your objective for this video, as a student, you should be able to create and identify statistical questions. You're going to see this on the iStep on Monday, bright and early. So I want you to make sure that you know how to do this, okay? What you need to be able to do is you need to be able to tell me, is a question statistical or not statistical? And we're going to get started on that. You're going to need graphic organizer number 1. We will go through this entire graphic organizer, and there is an exit ticket at the bottom. We're going to move on again. Here's a question. I wonder, do you like sports? I wonder if that is a statistical question. Do you like sports? Okay? And that's what our goal is today. We need to be able to look at a statement or a question and say, is that statistical or not statistical? And we're going to get started. So, what are statistical questions? Well, a statistical question is a question that can be answered using data that may vary, meaning there's going to be multiple answers. Any question that may be answered by a single number or just a single answer is not considered a statistical question. I have some criteria. This is the second part of your graphic organizer. The last part was your definition. Hopefully you wrote it down. A statistical question. Okay, criteria number 1. It has a variety of answers. That means more than one or two answers possible. So for example, do you like football? Is not a statistical question because they only has two answers, yes or no. Can't be, doesn't work. Not a statistical question. Criteria number 2, it does not include the words you or I. Okay? Do you like soccer? Okay? No. Why? There's only one answer. Okay? Number 3, it generally has to ask more than one person, so you can't just ask more than one person. And 4, you have to have the ability to collect data. Now we're going to look at those criteria, so you want to make sure you have them written down, because when we look at our questions, we're going to go down the list and see, does it match these? Okay? So, here we go. Do you like math? That's the first question. Okay? Here's the answers. Some people said no, some people said yes. The question is this statistical? Well, here's the deal. Okay? Sorry, I'm moving back here. Is this statistical? Well, if you look at our criteria, you will remember that it has to have more than one or two answers. This is a yes or no question. Yes or no questions are not statistical questions. Not cool. However, we could change that question. Okay? What is your favorite subject? So if I asked all of you guys in this class what your favorite subject is, then I have more than one or two answers. I could have math, I could have science, I could have gym class, because, let's be honest, half of you like gym and don't like anything else. Recess, which we don't get here, but in this school apparently we do, and social studies. And you'll see that the number of students that like math is 60. That's pretty awesome. It must be because whoever made this likes math. I don't know. This is a statistical question. What is your favorite subject? Okay, so what is the favorite subject of the 6th graders in my class? That's a statistical question because I can have multiple answers. I'm not just asking one person, I'm asking everybody in the class. Okay? And I can collect data, which I did using a chart. Let's move on. Here are some examples. Okay? How many cars were sold each day this month? The question is that statistical or not? Well, here's the deal. We're not just asking for one day, so we're going to get multiple answers. We're going to get an answer of how many cars were sold on Monday, on the first day of the month, the second day of the month, the third day of the month, and we're going to get a different answer each time. Okay? And then, yes, we could collect data with that, because then we could collect all of them and we can make decisions. We might be able to find the mean, the median, the mode, or the range. Because we can do those things, and we're going to get more than one answer, this is a statistical question. Okay. The next one is, how old is the painting the Mona Lisa? Well, how old is it? Well, it might be 300 years old. But that's the only answer. You'd be lying if you said it's 2 years old because that thing is ugly. Okay, that's old. So is this a statistical question? No, because it has only one answer. So the answer to that one is no. What were the students' scores for the math test? So if I asked this class what each score was in the math test, okay, I might have some people that got an 80, an 85, a 90, a 95, a 75, a 60, 65. There's more than one possible answer, and I'm asking more than one person. So then, yes, I can create data. I could also find the average once again. I could find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. So 3, totally yes, a statistical question. 4, how many hours did you sleep last night? How many possible answers are there to that? How many hours did you sleep last night? There's only one possible answer because it's only asking you, and it's only asking about one specific night. So in this particular case, this is not a statistical question. Number 5, how long did each person take to eat lunch? Now, if we look here, each person, so we're not just asking you, how long did it take you to eat lunch? We're asking how long did it take each person to eat lunch, which means we're going to get a very random amount of answers. Some people it might have taken 5 minutes. Some people it might have taken 45 minutes. Some people might not have finished their lunch today. Some people it could have taken 3 hours. So once again, we're going to get more than one answer, and we can use some data with it, which means we can find the mean, median, mode, and range. So yes. Number 6, which student sold the most boxes of candy? Which student? That tells me that there's only one answer, because the winner is just one, whoever sold the most candy. Because we're just asking one person, we're only getting one thing of data. We can't find the mean, median, mode, and range. There's only one, so not a statistical question. Okay? What about number 7? What size shoes does each person in the class wear? Well, once again, we're talking about each person. So that's not one person, that's each person in this class, which might be 30 kids. Okay, and what size shoes? Well, size shoes, there's multiple sizes, correct? So we have multiple multiple answer choices, and we're asking multiple people. That makes it a statistical question. So the answer is yes. Remember, down at the bottom, our criteria was it has a variety of answers, does not include the words you or I, it asks more than one person, and it has the ability to collect data. Now, we're going to have to be a little careful. Okay? There is an exception to the rule. Okay? When I say an exception to the rule, that means sometimes our criteria doesn't always work correctly 100% of the time, and this is the situation. How many hours did you sleep each day this month? You notice it says you or I, and generally that means it would not be a statistical question. But in this particular case, it gets trumped because, it gets trumped because it says how many hours did you sleep, which means it can vary only because it's each day this month. It's not one, it's multiple. So I can have a variety of answers for each of those days. Okay, maybe yesterday I slept 3.5 hours, and today I slept 6 hours, and the day before that I slept 12 hours. I can have multiple answers. So for every day, I'm going to have multiple answers. Then I could find my average. Okay, I could find my range. I could find the median amount. I can do all of those things I would normally do. So you have to be careful because sometimes that criteria of you or I doesn't quite work. All right? So how many hours did you sleep each day this month? Each day indicates multiple data sources. You're going to collect multiple pieces of data. So that makes it a statistical question. Okay? So here's some independent practice. I want you to do these 4. Okay? First one, how many students in class have the app Instagram on their phone? How many people in class are 12? How many inches of snow did each city get? And how much money does each student have in their pocket? Go ahead and pause the video and do this one on your graphic organizer. Go ahead and attempt these 4. I will explain them in about 5 seconds, so pause your video. Okay, and I'm back. How many students in class have the app Instagram? So how many students in class? So I would have a poll. I'd have everybody raise their hand and say, how many of you have Instagram? And I'd get one answer because that's how many students in the class. There's only one answer. That means this is not a statistical question. How many people in class are 12? Once again, I'm going to get one answer. I'm going to get the total amount in this class that are 12. So because I'm only going to get one answer, no. Number 3, how many inches of snow did each city get? Okay, this does not ask us about one city. It asks us about multiple cities. And I'm going to get a different answer for each city. So, in this particular case, I have multiple answers. I'm asking multiple people. So for that reason, this is a statistical question. How much money does each student have in their pocket? Okay, I like this one. I should do this because I need some money to retire. So, if I said, hey, how much money do you have in your pocket right now? Some people are going to have nothing because, well, they have nothing. Some people are going to have $20 because they're going to go over to the gas station, buy me a blue raspberry slushie, and themselves some Takis. So I'm going to get a lot of different answers. And because I'm going to get a lot of different answers and I'm asking more than one person, this is totally a statistical question. All right, so that's statistical questions, ladies and gentlemen. Your job is to answer these 3 questions on your graphic organizer as your exit ticket. I also want you to show this to me because I need to make sure that you understand this because I guarantee you will see this on Monday morning. Ugh. Okay? Your question is, what is your favorite car? Is that statistical or not statistical? Number 2, who is a middle school student's favorite basketball team? So what I'm telling you is that you're going to ask a bunch of different people what their favorite basketball team is. That's worded funky. And 3, I want you to write your own statistical question. Has to be statistical. Remember the criteria. Okay? Basically, in my brain, it has to be multiple answers, multiple people. You need to be able to collect data. And when I say data, you should be able to collect the mean, median, mode, and the range of that information. And you should not just be asking the question to you or I. That's all it is. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful afternoon. Complete your worksheet. Good luck.